one of my favorite desserts, the fountain. Hello Rachel, this is Jacques Torres, and I am into my factory in Sunset Park, Jacques Torres chocolates. What do you think? And I'm so happy to show you one of my favorite desserts. It's called the fountain. Imagine the water flowing, and here for this dessert, imagine the chocolate flowing out of the dessert. So let me show you how to do it. I take a little shortcut. I buy a store-bought pound cake and I cut little circles of it. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of syrup on top of them. You can use a brush or you can just dip one side into the syrup and put them back into your tray. The next thing that I have to do is put a little ganache. Ganache is a mixture of cream and chocolate. So my cream here is boiling, 100 grams. So I'm going to add 140 grams of chocolates. Okay, it's almost ready. Okay, so my ganache is ready. You can see here all the chocolate melt. So I already have some ganache here on the piping bag. And pipe the ganache just like that. I'm going to use some raspberry, and I'm going to put about 5 raspberry together for one dessert. Depending on the size, you need 5, 6, really depending on the size of the raspberry. Next step is to take a piece of phyllo dough. Now, don't worry if the phyllo dough breaks, just like you see here, just put it back together. I melt a little butter. I'm going to put the butter on the middle here. And then I'm going to brush the phyllo dough. Be careful that the butter goes everywhere. That's quite important. When you are done with that, a little bit of powdered sugar. You see what I do? I put a little towel, a little bit wet on top of the phyllo dough, just to keep it from drying. Now again, butter everywhere. A little bit of powdered sugar again. So I'm going to cut those 2 sheets of phyllo dough in 4. Okay, now I'm going to grab one of my raspberry cake, put it on the middle here. 2, 3, and 4. By the way, if you put those in the refrigerator for an hour, it's a lot easier to handle. Fold the phyllo, roll it, and then put the side under. So you understand that you do even 20, 30, 50 of them, it's actually quite fast to do. Take a little bit more butter, never enough butter. A little bit of powdered sugar for the caramelization and the flavor. Put them on a tray, and we're going to bake them. So I'm going to bake just 2, and this one going to be for Jacqueline, my daughter, and this one going to be for Pierre, my son, and I'm going to make one more for my wife. Okay, now you can see I have some phyllo dough triangle. What I did for that, I did exactly what I did earlier. I take a piece of phyllo dough, brush it with butter, powder sugar on top, fold it, so now I have 2 layers, brush it with butter, powder sugar on top, and then I cut some triangle shapes. Then I bake it, 350, about 10 minutes, or until it has a nice, beautiful color. Take it out, let it cool down, and this is to decorate the plate. I'm going to put a tiny bit of powdered sugar on top. Okay, and then I'm going to take it delicately and put it on the middle of those points, just like that. Then I'm going to use 3 more points and put them around. Okay. You know, when I was at Le Cirque, I used to do these desserts, and the waiter hated me because when I give them that, it was difficult to go to the table with those points not falling down. I hope that you love these desserts as much as I do. Bon appétit, and thank you for watching me making the fountain. Au revoir.